Hello, students. Good morning. Today, in the connection of the previous topic, characterization, I am going to deliver my lecture on the character analysis in animal farm. We have discussed Boxer, his character, his characteristics very well, and the remaining characters are not so have less importance. So, the character analysis in animal farm is very important because it discusses about the chief characteristics of the novel, its characters, its representatives. I am Dr. S.R.BHARGAVA, Associate Professor, Department of English. Before beginning about the discussion of characters, we would like to present something about their nature, how the role of characterization enables the novelist to develop his ideas. A work of fiction contains many characters used by writers to convey their ideas and develop the story. A work of fiction. Novel is a fiction and it has so many characters and it conveys his ideas to develop the story. Similarly, the important characters in Animal Farm convey George Orwell's ideas and criticism of dictatorial regimes. So, same is the case that George Orwell's ideas and criticism of dictatorship has been discussed. In allegorical form, the characters in the form of animals refer to the real personalities of those times. It's absolutely correct that the characters, animal characters in the novel, represent the actual personalities of communism at that time. Some of the important characters are discussed below. They are as follows. First of all, we come to know Napoleon. Napoleon is the topmost hero of the novel. He is very important but a corrupt character in the novel. Yes, he is very important but he represents the corrupt characters, most corrupt. As a pig, he is the part of the rebellion since the beginning. No doubt it that the revolution was started in his leadership to capitalize on the given opportunity to make a fortune is his motto. He wants to perform his self in any way he is going to make his fortune out of every opportunity. As soon as he gets the coveted power, he forgets all the promises he has made to the animals earlier. So he is hungry of power. He forgets all his promises that he had done with other animals. Then he starts displaying his own corrupt ways of living. Yes, he starts his corruption very well. Though he represents the Soviet leader Stalin, he is also the embodiment of the politicians having the similar character traits of deception, manipulation, and exploitation. Yes, he represents the Soviet leader Stalin, but he has the knack of deception, cheating, manipulation, and exploitation of other characters. He is superb not only in using with tactics but also in manipulating minds through his deputy Squealer, another clever pig. With the help of Squealer, he manipulates, he exploits other animals and makes their brain vast. Old Major. Old Major is an old boar having large tusks. He is the oldest in the novel. Orwell creates the old Major to represent Karl Marx. Yes, Karl Marx, socialist. It is because he is the originator of the communist revolution in Russia despite his untimely death before it. Though he died earlier, before the revolution came, the writer treats his character with dignity, honor, and respect. Yes, he deserves the dignity, honor, and respect. It is also clear that he wins the same respect from other animals. Correct? However, Orwell exposes some of his weakness. Orwell has some weaknesses of the character Old Major in the novel, though he makes long speeches elucidating man's tyranny toward animals. He does not do much laborious work in the novel to show his own sincerity to the cause. So his long speeches are evident in the novel, and though he doesn't make hard work, but he shows his sincerity to the farm. Snowball. Snowball is a second class leader among the pigs. First is Napoleon, and second is Snowball. He works with Napoleon for the revolution, correct? Also, he is the chief thinker of the after the old major. So he is democratic in the sense that he talks about other animals. He is not only intelligent but also very passionate about the welfare of the other animals. He is intelligent as well as emotional for other animals. However, he is tricked by Napoleon as soon as Napoleon establishes his own superiority. He kicks out. He is kicked out by Napoleon after the power comes to him. Despite his oratory and eloquence, his cleverness proves second to Napoleon. Though he is clever, but he is not on top. He is second to Napoleon. That is why he has to flee persecution at the hands of Napoleon. He is coward in the sense that he runs from there, though he is not coward, but he wants to save himself from the cruel hands of Napoleon. By the end of novel, though he is missing, he becomes a scapegoat for whatever bad happens to animals on the farm. So he becomes a scapegoat because he is outwitted, kicked by animals by Napoleon. Next is Squealer. Squealer is an agile and small pig who is the propaganda secretary of Napoleon. Yes, he is secretary to Napoleon. He is small pig. He is very smart in using his tusks and legs as writing tools. He abuses the language for the good of his master. Yes, he says everything according to the mentality of Napoleon. He creates and amends the slogans according to the situation after Napoleon establishes his supremacy over others. Yes, he is creator and amendment maker of amendments, the slogans, as he looks at the situations and implements them according to the wish of Napoleon. For example, when his master Napoleon tries to establish good terms with human beings, he amends his old slogan thus: 4 legs good, 2 legs better. From the old one, 2 legs bad. Yes, he modifies the slogan, the commandment, according to his cunningness. He also deceives the simple illiterate animals using trick and challenging language. Yes, he befools the small animals with the tricks made for Napoleon. In fact, he is the representative of Goebbels, the famous propaganda minister of Hitler in Nazi Germany. Yes, he represents Goebbels. Boxer, very favorite character to the readers. Boxer is a horse and the most sincere and caring animal on the animal farm. Yes, he is very sincere. He becomes very popular for his passion for the revolution, his sincerity with the cause, and his hard-working nature. He is very popular because he is hard worker and he is sincere to the project made for the animal farm. He is quite gullible with his simple motto that Comrade Napoleon is always right. But his slogan says that Comrade Napoleon is always right. His simple motto. He possesses all the qualities of a hard-working, dedicated and loyal worker. He is hard-working, dedicated and loyal worker, and he deserves the same. However, his services are not acknowledged by the corrupt rulers. Though he works hard, yet the corrupt rulers don't like his service. He works hard until he is no longer capable. Despite his inability to do work, he works hard. After he is sold to a glue factory owner when he falls ill, the situation of Boxer represents the plight of poor working class in a kind of society. He represents the poor working class who is not that is not taken seriously and not thought about them. Clover. Clover is a beautiful mare and Boxer's best friend. She is also a kind-hearted character in the novel. She often discerns behind the pig's moral rules, for they have formulated all other animals. So is seen rarely. However, she is so simple-hearted that when such a thought crosses her mind, she thinks that it is her misreading of the circumstances. Yes, she is best friend of Boxer. She represents rather innocent human beings who always trust schemes of their rulers. Yes, she is innocent and believes whatever others say, as good as taken for their welfare. Mr. Frederick. Mr. Frederick is the human being, owner of Pinchfield Farm. He is clever man, keeps himself busy with the litigations with others. He is usually not at good terms with neighbors. However, rebellion in the animal farm brings him closer to his neighbor. So he is the owner of Pinchfield Farm. Mr. Plinkton spreads false news about the animal farm, that the animals practice cannibalism. Yes, it is rumor about cannibalism. Later, both of them strike a deal with Napoleon, who is the ruler of the animal farm. They make bargaining with the animal farm and Napoleon. His hypocrisy represents the hypocrisy of the neighboring countries following the Russian Revolution. Yes. And next is Benjamin. Benjamin is the donkey, is the only rational animal on the animal farm. He does not live in imagination. He represents the rational thinking. He predicts well before time about the plight of the farm animals. Yes, he had a prophetic mind saying about the poor condition of the farm. He is very practical as he states that their lives will never develop and always be the same. You see, he is never changing. He wants to remain as a sadist because there would nothing come out if the rulers keep changing. This proves right in the end. The weakness, however, in his nature are also exposed by Orwell. He is seen with the Boxer because both graze at meadows, and his nature is very exposed by Orwell, which is that he cannot oppose the idea of pigs to rebel and rule. Yes, he agrees with animals about the rebel. Instead, he compromises and goes on living with them come what may. Yes, he goes together and say that he will do whatever others do. So these are characters we have discussed, and in the characters we see that major characters such as Napoleon, Snowball, Squealer, Boxer are very important, but minor characters such as Mr. Frederick, Plinkton, Benjamin, Clover, hens, cows, they are also important because they are connected to the theme of the novel. So, the characterization in the novel is very important. It talks about the whole novel with its characteristics: communism, revolution, democratic as well as dictatorship. So, thanks students for your nice patience and listening my lecture carefully. This is very important for the purpose of examination. So students, you should prepare this chapter very well. Thank you.